Today in the revising current affairs for prelims, we will take some issues related to border of India and other international important events which had happened in Jan and Feb month. So in this, the first important news what we are going to see is a free movement regime, right? So what is free movement regime? So India has some borders which are porous in nature. What is porous? That is free to move across borders. Okay, free to move across borders. So what are the borders which we have in this nature?
So India-Myanmar border.
Okay, then
India-Nepal also, so.
India-Nepal. So India-Nepal is the actual free movement border because we had a complete opening up of the entire border with India. Okay, though we have now some restrictions with the Nepal too. But anyway, this particular free movement regime, what we had in India across various countries, enabled India to have cultural relations, economic relations, and everything. But it also facilitated not only the movement of goods and human, but also the illegal immigrants. So there were many such issues which were there across various free movement regime across India. So latest one is India-Myanmar border, which ended up in trouble in this particular aspect. Okay, so that is the reason why this particular movement is being restricted now in this regard. Okay, so who guards your Myanmar border? Who guards Indian Myanmar border? Which forces? Huh?
Yes, sir.
No, it is Assam Rifles. Assam Rifles. So BSF guards which area?
So Gujarat.
So that is
mainly
Pakistan border,
Yes, sir.
Bangladesh border. Okay, so Bangladesh and Pakistan border are largely done by BSF, whereas India, China, it is Indo-Tibetan Border Police, whereas your Bhutan and Nepal, Shastra Seema. Okay, so these are different forces which are there across these. And we have what do you call Assam Rifles, which we call it as Sentinels of Assam or Northeast, Sentinels of Northeastern region. So they are the oldest among these border policing what we have in India. So, you know, Myanmar became part of India in 1824 when the first war against Myanmar from India happened during the British time. So in this particular war, it ended up in a treaty after 2 years in 1826, which resulted in Treaty of Yandabu, where the original northeastern part of India was under the British control as of then. What are the major states which are bordering Myanmar?
Sir, Nagaland, Manipur, Mizoram.
Arunachal Pradesh. Okay, so from the top it is Arunachal Pradesh until Mizoram. We have Arunachal, Nagaland, Manipur, Mizoram. Right? Okay. So,
sir, just a question, sir. Like Sentinel of NER, sir, can you just explain? Like, sir, NER, the full form of it. I just know.
Northeastern region.
Okay, sir.
So this particular Arunachal Pradesh to Mizoram, in that only 10 kilometers were fenced before. Okay, so see the problem with the Indian borders in these region is it is a mixed border. That is, there will be rivers, there will be dense forests, there will be mountain ranges, especially Bangladesh. Okay, the Bangladesh border, the entire border, we can see dense forest. You have the delta, okay, Sundarbans. So thick forest are subsided by the Himalayan ranges. So rivers and river loops. So such a varied, diverse borders we have. So naturally fencing them completely in the eastern part, like in the western part, is difficult. And say, though the western borders are similarly, we have in Gujarat the run of Kutch, salt marshes, desert in Thar, but at least they are conducive to have some uh, consolidated system of electronic managing of borders. But here the difficulty is this. Okay, so and apart from that, we also had traditionally opened these borders for about 16 kilometers in and away. So they try to have free exchange of goods. You know, the northeastern region had large cultural ties with the Southeast Asia. So they had their own cultural ties in that regard. Okay, fine. So naturally, this created issues, and that's the reason why we are now having some restrictions in this particular aspect. Okay. So we have 7 countries which have land borders with India. In that, which country has the lowest, shortest distance as land border between India?
Sir, Bhutan.
Huh?
Sir,
It is
Afghanistan.
Afghanistan. Afghanistan. So Afghanistan now borders which part of India?
Northwest. Jammu and Kashmir.
No. So Ladakh. Right. So remember that previously you would have learned as Jammu and Kashmir, whereas now it is Ladakh. Okay. So this is the one. So around 106 kilometers we have along the Union Territory of Ladakh. Okay. So the next shortest,
Bhutan.
Bhutan. So Bhutan. So it runs between 4 states, right? So Sikkim, West Bengal, Assam, and Arunachal Pradesh. Okay. Then comes your Myanmar. Okay. So then Myanmar. After that, you have Nepal. Remember, Nepal has longer border than Myanmar. Okay. So approximately around 90 kilometers more than Myanmar. After that, we have Pakistan. And then Bangladesh, sorry, China, Bangladesh, right? So we have Bangladesh, the longest border, more than 4,000 kilometers, followed by China, followed by Pakistan, followed by Nepal, Bhutan, Myanmar, and Afghanistan. Okay, so this is how it's fine. So which border we have large number of states bordering with a country?
Bangladesh. Sir.
Huh?
Bangladesh. Sir.
I couldn't get you.
Bangladesh.
Bangladesh, okay. Any other? Okay. Say the 3, Bangladesh, China, Pakistan, and Nepal, right? So they all have almost equal number of borders, say 5. Okay. So in case of Bangladesh, all 5 are what do you call states. Whereas in case of Pakistan, you have 3 states, that is Gujarat, Rajasthan, Punjab, then Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh. Okay, 3 plus 2 Union Territories. Whereas China, you have 1 Union Territory, that is Ladakh, and then we have 4 states, right? So Arunachal, Sikkim, Uttarakhand, Himachal Pradesh. Here. Whereas Nepal, it has 4 states, Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, West Bengal, and Sikkim. So, 5 states. So all these are important things which are states as well as union territories. Similarly, Bhutan also, Bhutan and Myanmar, we have 4 each, right? So we have 4 each. So all are 5, Bhutan and Myanmar 4, and Afghanistan 1. Okay, so remember that. In case if they are asking for how many number of states, then Pakistan may have 2 UTs and 3 states, whereas China has 1 UT and 3 other states. I mean 4 other states. Whereas Bangladesh is the one which has completely running through states which are 5 in number, and followed by Nepal, right? Nepal and Bhutan. So rest other they have union territories also. Anyway. So they don't much complicate, but anyway, try to understand the borders as of now. Okay. So in these borders, the most important thing what we need to understand is that this issue comes with this a new development what we have, the comprehensive border management program, which we have smart fencing, comprehensive integrated border management system. So we call it as BMS. So under that, we try to have smart fencing. So smart fencing comes with Afghanistan border, Pakistan border. We try to develop with the Bangladesh also. And now in Myanmar also, we try to have this particular model, what we are going to have. Okay. So this is all under development in this particular aspect. Okay. So we have Nepal, Bhutan, Myanmar, Bangladesh, coming under, there is western borders, Pakistan, Afghanistan, you can take it out. And similarly, in the eastern side, Bangladesh, Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh, Nepal, Myanmar. Okay, so these areas we are having the CIBMS implemented. Okay, so similarly, you try to have reading about the previous development of border areas like border village programs like Vibrant Village Program, Border Area Development Program, which is one of the older programs what we have, and Border Road Organization, which begins its, which provides its development in those areas. So try to have focus upon those areas as well. Clear? So this is important with respect to borders, because borders are border issue. It is not only important for your prelims, but also in means in security issues, you have its importance, because they have asked frequently about border issues across India. Right. So moving forward, so we have the next important thing, the issue regarding Schengen Zone. The Schengen Zone is in news because the latest one to add to this zone was Kosovo, the non-European Union territory, which came under this particular Schengen Zone. So Schengen Zone is important because it is the world's largest area of free movement. So when India tries to regulate free movement because of various issues, there are countries or unions which come up with more free movement within their territory. So you can see Schengen European Union members and as well as non-European Union Schengen members. You can see Iceland, Switzerland, Norway, they can come under these Schengen area. And there are European Union members who are not in Schengen. That is, you can see the Croatia, Bulgaria, Romania. So they didn't come into that particular free movement regime. So this free movement regime is something important for continental Europe, and that's the reason why they could allow these. For example, even when they are not members of European Union, they are free enough to join this particular movement, right? So Schengen Zone. So try to learn about Schengen Agreement, so which was initiated in 1985 by 5 members of Belgium, France, Germany, Luxembourg, and Netherlands. And why it was there? So border-free area where the people, goods, services, everything can move across Schengen area without any issues. And there are EU members in the Schengen area. There are non-EU members in the Schengen area. There are EU members not in Schengen area. So 3 different groups are there. So understand that groups, they can just put words in between and they can ask you. So as of now, we have 27 countries with 420 million population in Schengen area. Okay, so this 27 countries are not the members, entirely members of European Union. They are mixed as we saw. And Kosovo, this is one of the later or recent country which came up in the Balkan area. And you can see they are basically Albanians and Serbs. So Albania, Macedonia, Serbia, and Montenegro are the bordering countries. So it's a landlocked country. So basically they are landlocked. So they wanted to come up with the what do you call the connectivity with these countries. So they went on with Schengen Zone. Got it? So understand about it and try to have importance about it. And you can also use this particular thing or related to this. They can ask you in not only in Fluent, but also in maths. And the importance of maritime biodiversity, that is biodiversity of areas beyond national jurisdiction, BBNJ treaty. So this is a treaty which was agreed in 2023. Remember, it was yet to come into force because you need at least that 60 ratification. We had only 2 ratifications as of now, Chile and Palau. Right? So 88 countries have signed, but ratification is important. So only when ratified, they enter into the agreements officially. So this particular treaties of IC, so they can ask you what is territorial water, what is our internal waters, what are what do you call that economic exclusive economic zones. Okay, so all these you need to read as part of your geography, right? So exclusive economic zone, so your territorial waters, internal waters, and all those stuff. The most important aspect is that it is yet to be ratified, come into force. So they may say this is a legally binding treaty. Remember that, and it has come into force. So they will say like that. So as of now, it has not come into force. Remember that. And this particular agreement is a forward agreement after UN clause. Okay, so UN clause is the last one what we had with respect to regulation of sea routes and so on, or how the rights of countries should be governed. And next to it is going to be the legally binding treaty. What do you call it is this one. Okay, and you know that the treaty on high sea naturally will increase the percentage of protected area because beyond that particular high sea only they are going to come up. So more than 1.44% what we have now, it will be increased in the subsequent thing. And the most important thing is it will also protect our, it will try to use marine resources equitably. Also, it involves in protection, right? So it involves in 30 into 30. That is 30% of the biosphere, that is biodiversity, should be protected or conserved within this one, that is restored by 2030. So that is 30-30 commitment what we have. So which is a Kunming protocol what we have signed before in 2021. That was agreed in 2022, and as a part of it, this particular treaty was agreed in 2023. So all these are connected. So Convention on Biological Diversity, the COP 15, and before that 14, and then the Kunming protocol, and then we have the Treaty of IC. All these are interlinked, and it happened in Belgium. Remember that. So which wanted to check pollution, climate change, overfishing, and other areas. Overfishing is one of the important problems what we have. Okay, so that is unregulated, unsustainable fishing. So unregulated fishing and sustainable fishing. So it's one of the major problems what we have. So this is a major thing what they have done in this treaty. Okay. So remember, they will ask you for sure. So BBNJ treaty. Fine. Then, so the last one, what we are going to see is a short news on India European Free Trade Association. So that itself an association. With that association, India entered into an agreement. Okay, that is trade and economic partnership agreement what we had. So when you want to know about EFTA, so it is a consequence of a Stockholm Convention in 1960, where originally non-European countries, okay, non-European Union countries, they formed this particular agreement because when European Union was put in forward in 1948, 50s and 56. So in 60, they wanted to have a non-European Union trade association. So Switzerland, Iceland, Norway, and Liechtenstein. So they came forward to have this particular agreement. Okay, it's a major regional grouping apart from EU in that region. And they wanted to have a good economic bloc in this aspect. And remember that one of the countries, Switzerland, was a larger trading partner with India, followed by Norway at the time. And we wanted to continue with that partnership. So we entered into this particular thing. And you know, just 4 countries you have, we can see such a large trading context where we have both the largest trading partner after European Union, United States, Britain, and China. So when you compare to such a huge amount of countries, there is, huge economies. So you can see that these countries, they have a very good say with India. Okay, so that is the most important or most significant aspect of EFTA. So though the countries are small, the economies have a very significant impact on trade and commerce, right? So you can see how big how the competition is. European Union, United States, Britain, China. Okay, so 4 countries are there, and the trade bloc are there. But just EFTA with 4 countries, so that 2 small countries, you can see how massive the economic push is. So that's the reason why, for the first time, India had an FTA with a developed nation bloc, that is economic bloc as such. And we have very new and technical aspects also, sustainable development, intellectual properties, any such new aspects have been taken forward in this particular thing. So before that, similar agreements were signed with Australia, Mauritius, UAE. Before that, you had South Korea, Japan. Okay, so there were many other countries which we had, Vietnam, many other countries which we had signed with SIPA and SICA kind of. But here, so this is one important unique aspect, that is, it is a grouping. Okay, previously we went on with individual countries, whereas now we have went with some grouping or an association which is already having free trade. Right. So these are some of the important topics what we have with respect to these issues in international relations. Thank you.